Hey everyone, welcome back. I am Heather and we are doing a reading vlog where I look at a list of romances depending on their tropes, and I pick romances based on their tropes. I have been reading a lot of thriller and horror books lately and I need palette cleansers, so I found this little article on Goodreads and I'm going to screen record. It's 48 rollicking romance recommendations by tropes. And y'all know, if you've been watching me for a while, that my favorite romance trope, and has been for a really long time, is enemies to lovers. So we're going to use this video as a way of making sure that my reading tastes have not changed. But I'm going to go through this list and I'm going to see which romances I want to read based on the tropes. There are 6 different tropes, I believe. And I should have quite a bit of these romances. I kind of looked and cheated a little bit and looked at the first one, which is forced proximity. And as you can see, I have read quite a bit of these romances already. I do have the flat share and I do have whiteout. And those are the ones that I really want to read, obviously, because they are my want to read pile, so we shall see. Then fake relationships, love those too. I have read quite a bit as well, and I have 2 on the list already. I have The Unhoneymooners and I also have Island Affair at My House, so we'll probably be reading one of those. Enemies to Lovers, my fave. So I've read, ooh, I have 2 of those books too. I have Red, White, Royal Blue. Actually, I have all of those that I want to read, like on the want to read thing. So Red, White, and Royal Blue, Bringing Down the Duke, and Shipped. I have all of those on my bookshelves, so we shall see. Second Chance Romance. Now, Second Chance Romance is not always my favorite, but I do have a couple of these on my bookshelf as well, so we'll see. And I don't know why, but that Tessa Bailey one needs to be marked as want to read. So, ooh, that one looks good too. I'll go ahead and mark that one. Anyways, so there's that one. Secret Identities. I've read one of them. Didn't really like the Duke that didn't all that much. But I do have spoiler alert on my bookshelf right now, so that'll probably be that pick. Steam Up the Kitchen. Yes, let's do it. So I have Recipe for Persuasion already. I think I have A Sweet Mess, so I have a few of those, and that's the end. So we're looking at Steaming Up the Kitchen, we're looking at Secret Identities, we're looking at Second Chance Romance, Enemies to Lovers, Fake Relationships, and Forced Proximity. So I think that's a pretty good list so far. So let me go get the books right quick and then I'll show you which ones I'm going to read. So I have the books that I am definitely reading for this reading vlog. I'm going to be reading these 4 books because I put something, I'm probably going to read more, but I'm definitely reading these 4 books because I put up a story as well as a TikTok asking my followers what I should read, and these were the ones that were picked the most. I'll put proof up on the screen if you don't believe me, but whatever. And I'm going to be reading these. So sweet and fluffy, because I need sweet and fluffy right now. And when I figure out which one I'm going to be reading, I'll let you know first. And yeah, the other books I will probably fit in at some point in this reading vlog, but I'm definitely reading these first because people told me to. Hello, here to update you on this video. So I got to the 50% mark of The Unhoneymooners. I'm listening to it on audio while I read as well, and I am so enjoying this book. I don't know why I waited this long to actually read this book, but this book is so freaking fun. So this book is about a girl named Olive and a guy named Ethan. They have siblings who just got married, but something happened at the wedding where their siblings couldn't go on their honeymoon, so Ethan and Olive took their places. Olive has a twin sister, her name is Amy, and then Dan, or Dane, or is it Dane? anyways, Ethan's brother couldn't go either because of whatever happened at their wedding. So the wedding incident was funny, but it was also like horrible at the same time. It would be an awful experience to have to go through if that happened at your wedding. But they go to Maui and they don't like each other. This is enemies to lovers. They can't stand each other at the beginning, but then they have like a one bed kind of experience. They're having to fake they're married, because since they took the places of their siblings, they're having to, like, you know, fake like they're newlyweds. So they're getting to know each other. They're getting in situations together that they're kind of having to like work together, you know. So in that whole process, they're starting to actually kind of like each other and realize that they're not all that, like, they're not really that bad, you know. And I just think their relationship is so freaking cute. The banter is awesome. Like, I enjoy enemies to lovers stories so much just because of the good banter, the going back and forth, the maybe I like you, maybe I don't like you, but then you do something and they just can't stand each other, you know. I freaking love that. I love that in my books. So I'm enjoying this. Again, I'm listening to this audiobook on Scribd and I'm just really enjoying it. So yay so far. Again, 50% in. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna read some more tonight once I get off work, but I wanted to show you this. So there is this cute little store where I live, and they have like old-timey, it's not, that's actually brand new, but they have like furniture that looks rustic-y and it's like my jam and everything. So this is my entry haul and I'm loving it. Like, it's so freaking cute. It's dusty. I should have dusted it before, you know, I put stuff on it, but welcome to my world. So again, just wanted to update you on this video, let you know that I am 50% into that book and I am freaking loving it. It is great. And I am blue at the moment, so. Okay, but yeah, so wanted to fill you in on that and let you know. It's a win so far. Hello. I ended up finishing this book. So I ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really cute. The banter in here is really good. Their whole relationship's cute. I loved it. I ended up really enjoying it. There are a lot of family things going on in this book, which I really like. And they just, like, their whole relationship was just really cute to me. I love when we have books where the women are the very witty ones and the men are just like, you do you, boo. Like, okay, cool. You're gonna be that way. I'm gonna be that way too. We're gonna joke back and forth with each other. They don't take anything too seriously except a few things in here, you know. But the catch is Olive's new boss is on the trip and Ethan's ex-girlfriend are on the trip. And they're having to fake date, or like having to fake their relationship too. It's all around a really good book and I enjoyed it. So 4.5 out of 5 stars. So now I'm gonna read one of these. I think the one that I've had on my shelf the longest is the flat share. So I think I'm gonna read this one next in this video. Okay, I'll update you. Hello, long time no see. I'm here to check in with you on this video. And I am 50% into the flat share. This is a really cute contemporary romance so far about, what's her name? Leon and Tiffy. So Tiffy and her man, her ex-man, just broke up and she is having to find a new roommate or a new place to live. She finds Leon's weird, not weird, but it's kind of an odd thing in the paper where he's looking for a roommate to only live in his apartment at certain times, like from 9, like Tiffy stays there at night and he stays there during the day because he has a nighttime nursing position at a retirement home. So Tiffy's staying there during the day, or I'm sorry, Tiffy is sleeping there at night and he's sleeping there during the day, so they're just kind of alternating back and forth, but they leave little cute notes around the house, around the apartment for each other to communicate. And where we're at right now, they finally actually met in person because they were just communicating through like sticky notes that they've been sticking all over the apartment. I really think that's cute. I really like Leon. Some of his chapters though are like, it was you gotta learn the writing style for Leon because he is extremely exhausted all the time. If you've never worked a third shift job or had somebody near you that has worked a third shift job before, you probably won't like the writing style for his chapters. But he's just like, it's very simple sentences. The thought process they aren't consistent and they aren't fully fledged out thoughts. He's just very tired all the time. But Tiffy is a very outgoing, bubbly person. She's been through a crappy relationship, we'll put it that way. And she's just very bubbly, she's very lively, she's like da 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 da, constantly talking. And then we have Leon over here who's just like, that's a lie, she's alive. But then they finally meet and it's a really cute meet cute. Like it's so adorable. So I'm enjoying the story so far. I can't believe I waited this long to read it, but thank you for making me read it because you chose this book for me. So 50% in, I will update you when I finish this book. Hello, here to let you know that I read The Flat Share. I ended up giving it 4 stars. This is a really cute romance. I really enjoyed Tiffy and Leon. I liked their friend group, or I liked Tiffy's friend group that she had. They're all really supportive and she just had like a really big support system, which I really enjoyed. I didn't really particularly like the crazy ex trope that's in here. To me, it kind of took away from the story a little bit with Leon and Tiffy, but I do recognize that it was needed for Tiffy's character development to know that she was better than what she had in that relationship with her ex. She's not what he said that she was. She's actually a very caring and loving and supportive person, and she just did not get that in her relationship with her ex. But then Leon comes along and he's very introverted, he's very quiet, he likes Tiffy for who she is. They connect and they just like their relationship was just really cute. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I am surprised that it took me this long to read it. I've had this on my shelf for like 3 years now. And it's very heartwarming, wholesome romance. It has some funny moments in it, it has some sad moments in it, but overall it was a solid romance and I would recommend it to you if you're looking for a cute contemporary romance that does have some crazy ex tropes in it, if you're into that type of thing. And then I started reading Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I'm really enjoying this. Alex and Henry are adorable. I like their banter, I like their overall relationship so far. There's a lot of politics in here that I really don't like, so I'm kind of like not listening to that all that much, but I really like their relationship. They can't really tell anybody that they're in a relationship because Alex's mom is the president of the United States and Henry's parents are royalty because he's from England and Alex is from the US. I just said that. But they have always not really liked each other, but they've always been attracted to each other, so it's kind of like a hate to love thing. It's supposed to be enemies to lovers, but it's more hate to love. They have just like they have this very intense connection and attraction to each other. They just didn't know that, you know, they just didn't know that the other one was attracted to the other one. And I'm really enjoying their story. I like that Henry is just kind of he's a hard ass for the most part, like out in public. But then Alex is very wild and he's the wild child and all that kind of stuff. But I really like their romance, and they have a good sibling group and they have a good friend group as well. And they're just really cute. I'm halfway through this. I'm listening to it on the audio as I do some work. But overall, it's a really cute romance. And I'm excited about it. And I wanted to show you my new light that I got for my office. Right there. It's very pretty. And I realized that I can actually film at night without having a weird yellow hue on my face. And I'm so excited about that. That opens up so many opportunities. But I just wanted to fill you in and let you know that I am reading Red, White, and Royal Blue right now. Really enjoying it. And I'm halfway through. So I'll let you know when I finish. Ended up finishing this book and I gave it 4.25 stars. I was just going to give it 4, but then I was like, I liked it a little bit better than that, but it wasn't a 4.5 star for me, so it got 4.25 stars. I think that this book is a little too chunky, and I knew going into this that I probably wouldn't really enjoy all the political stuff with it, and I was correct. So that's why I took off a half or a quarter of a star, because it would have been a 4.5 star, but the political part of it and didn't care for. But with that being said, I loved Alex and Henry. I thought that their relationship was really cute. I liked the beginning of it where they didn't really like each other, but they were attracted to each other. You know, I love that trope. I also enjoyed getting to see their relationship evolve over time and just how much they actually cared for each other. It was so sweet. It was so sweet. And there's a lot of important messages in here as well about how gay people aren't accepted in higher society, especially Henry. I mean, he was a prince, so he wasn't accepted, or his sexuality was very important. He had to uphold that sexuality. He is required to produce heirs. That's exactly what his grandmother said in here as well. So he was just going through a lot, but in the end, their relationship was just so sweet. They had to deal with a lot, but they got through it, and it was a really sweet book, and I'm excited to continue with Casey McQuiston because it was a good time. It was a really good time, and I'm excited to continue. I have, what's the other book that I have by this author? It's called One Last Stop. So I have that book, and I am going to continue on with this author like I just said. It's really cute. If you haven't read this yet, I think I'm the only person on the face of the earth who hasn't read this yet, who is a romance reader, but it's a good one, so pick it up. Audiobook is really good too. I like the narrator's voice. Next, we're reading Bringing Down the Dude. This is a historical romance, and you know how I am about historical romances, but I've heard really good things about this. I've heard that the banter is really good. There's a lot of strong women characters in here, and people have told me, because one of the things that I have about historical romances is that the women characters are just so dainty, and they can't do anything, and blah blah blah. But I've heard that the main character in here is balls to the wall, and I'm like, yes, balls to the wall. I love balls to the wall characters, especially women characters. They are my thing. I want to go into this knowing as little as possible. From what I've heard, it's cute and it's fast paced, and you know, yeah. So we're gonna continue with this, and I will let you know how I feel about it when I'm 50% in. Got into this book last night. I got halfway through it. I read it halfway through in one sitting, and I am loving this book. Like, I am mad at myself for waiting so long to read this book. I'm enjoying the banter between the characters. I really like, what's his name, Sebastian. I really like Sebastian, even though he's like a broody character. He's a duke. He's broody. He's set in his own ways, but then he sees Annabelle come along, and Annabelle gives it right back to him. And Annabelle also has a past that he hasn't figured out yet, but he's on his way to figure that out, and there's just a lot of angst in here. There's some steam in here as well, but then the steam just like cuts off, and then you're like, no! So when it finally happens, I think it's gonna be steamy steam. But I'm really liking this. I like the friend group that Annabelle has. She is in a group that is fighting for women's rights to vote. It's during the women's suffrage movement, where women did not have the right to vote because when they got married, their land became their husband's, and you could only vote if you had land to your name. So they're fighting against that because they believe that women have the right to vote, which they do. When I say I haven't been mad at a character in a really long time, I haven't been mad at a character in a really long time. My camera died in the last one, and like in the last clip that I did, but I've been reading this as well, again, obviously. And, oh, Sebastian just did something to make me mad. Like, ooh, I am on page 218, and him and Annabelle, they got a lot of like chemistry going on. have a lot of attraction to each other going on. He loves her brain. She loves, but she likes him a lot as well. Not because of his wealth or anything like that, but that's kind of one of the things that's in the back of their mind. Like, hey, if I get with this dude, then, you know, I could, whatever. So he gives her a proposition and she says no to it because she doesn't want it. And then he gets mad and he basically is like, well, my status and your status don't go together and I would lose everything and it would be a scandal and blah, blah, blah. But he's not thinking about her because, you know, back in this time, a woman, if she wasn't married to a man and she got caught with a man and all that kind of stuff, she would lose her, her whole life would be ruined because of her virtue, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, double standards much? You want what you can't have, because when she gives you a proposition, you say no about your status, but then you don't care about her status. And I'm like, Sebastian, you better get it together, dude. Like, you better get it together. I haven't been that mad at it. I was like, what? When I read that. Like, come on, dude. Anyways, I hope that he gets better. I've heard that he gets better. I heard that he's a jackass at the beginning, but he is. And I don't know. This book is, it's making me giggle because their banter is funny. But some of their like more serious conversations, they're real. Like, they could happen in real life. I mean, I guess back in this time, status and virtue and all that kind of stuff were like on everyone's mind. And him being a duke and all that stuff, he can't be seen with a country girl. Whatever. Anyways, I just wanted to let you know that Sebastian made me mad. And I hope Annabelle just makes him eat his words. I hope she does. Alright. I finished this book last night. And I can say that Sebastian redeemed himself at the end. Because, you know, I was very irritated with him. I stayed irritated with him pretty much the entire book. I liked him, but I stayed irritated with him pretty much the entire book. Because he... just wanted to punch him. Be like, come on, dude. But it took one thing in this book to happen for him to realize, like, oh my god, Annabelle is my person. I mean, he already knew that Annabelle was his person. But, like, I just want her in my life, you know. It took a little too long for me. And then the constant going back and forth of them like, no, I can't be with you, but I really want to be with you. And then just like, whatever. Y'all know, well, if you don't, that's one thing that I cannot stand in my romances is when they constantly break up, get back together, break up, get back together, break up, get back together. I just can't stand that. It gets on my nerves. And these people, she's 28, he's like 36. There's an age gap. But like, come on, you should know better than to do that. But it just played with my emotions. So I'm giving this book a 3.5. 3.5? I'd say a 3.5. If the constant going back and forth wouldn't have been happening, then I might have given it like a 3.5 or like a 4.5 or something like that. It wasn't a 5-star for me. It was fun. It was a very fun read. But just the whole just like going back and forth thing was getting on my nerves. I've already said that, but... And then they didn't really act like their ages all that much. They acted a lot younger than they were. So like I said, he's 36, she's 28. She was more mature than he was, which isn't saying a lot. But yeah, it was a fun romance and I will continue reading this series. I just hope that the tropes that were used in this book aren't used in the other books. Because I think the next book is of Lucy and what's his name? Lucy and Tristan. Yeah, Lucy and Tristan. So Lucy is a little bit older and she's already considered like a spinster. And I really liked her character. I liked how just brash she was and everything. And it was very enjoyable that way. But like I said, Sebastian, he redeemed himself. Annabelle, She was balls to the wall like I was expecting. She didn't take crap from anyone, which I really enjoyed. And she just pretty much told Sebastian, like, I want this, but I know that it can't happen, and I don't want what you are asking for. And she stood her ground, and I was like, you go, girl. Like, you go, girl. He was just irritating the entire time, because he wanted what he couldn't have. And I don't know. It was okay at the end. I enjoyed it a lot. I also enjoyed some of the modern, like I noticed that there are some modern twists in this book. It is a historical romance, but I could point out some of the modern things that the author kind of sprinkled in a little bit. Unless the 1800s was just that advanced, but I don't think that it was. So I liked that aspect. Anyways, read this book. It's a cute book. It was just some of the things that happened in this book did not just irritate me. But it's a cute book. It really is a cute book. If you like strong women characters that give it right back to their men, series for you. But do I have the second or the third book? I have another book in this series that I just like randomly picked up one day because I knew that I had this first one, and I figured that I would enjoy it enough to continue reading on with the series. So there's that. You will probably see it at some point in upcoming videos. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this vlog here because this vlog has been going on long enough. I know that I said that I would probably read more books in this vlog, but this vlog has been going on for like 2 months now because I've been reading other stuff in between it as well. And I think it just needs to end here because it's been going on long enough. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of these books, if you've read any of these books, if you want me to do a video like this again. I thought it was very fun. Y'all getting to pick what I read, but thank you for participating if you participated. If you did not get to participate, follow me on Instagram and on my TikTok. I post every day on my TikTok, and I post like every 3 days on my Instagram, and you will be seeing some more vlogs like this. I already have something else planned, so I will see you on the next video. I hope you have a good day. Bye.